start with the general comments on how today's game went from your perspective?
Yeah, I think we are obviously disappointed with the result, but I think there's a lot in the process that we weren't very happy with as well. You got to rebound and win a game, and they had 13 offensive boards again today. That's been obviously our bugaboo in all 3 games, and we're getting better. It was 35 last week, and we cut that in half, and we made some improvement, but I thought that was the difference in the game. Clearly, they missed 30 shots, and they got 13 of those misses. It's basically a 50-50 ball off the glass right now, and that just can't happen. And I thought that was the difference in a game that was a very tough game. Obviously they let them play today. It was rough out there, and I thought the tougher team won, which is obviously disappointing for us because we weren't that team. But I thought UNH just toughed it out a little bit more. Obviously Amanda, had a great game, and I think she was the oldest kid on the floor, and she just willed her team to win, and we just didn't quite have that today.
Good. Coach, it said points were for a premium today. It said end of the third quarter, a scoring drought. I mean, Grace hits the 3, there, to give you a 5-point lead, I think. And then in the fourth quarter, again, running into that issue. Can you just, talk about that? Again, they were much more aggressive, New Hampshire, as far as cutting down the passing lanes. And I said before, contesting shots, both on the perimeter and then inside the paint. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, obviously, if we could have given up some of those offensive rebounds, and if we scored and if we were more efficient, we might have been able to get away with it. Some of that happened yesterday, but we were a little less efficient today. Our turnovers were a better number, which was obviously good. We'd like to be around that number today, so that was an improvement. But I just thought, especially during that third quarter, and what I told the team after, both on the floor before we went down and in the locker room, was I kept on thinking we were getting pretty good looks. It wasn't something where I wanted to call a timeout to be like, hey, I mean, you're basically running our offense. You're getting some looks. I thought we had some catches in the paint that we felt like they got to be a better finish. So that's a big part of our offense. That was a big part of the message today. I didn't think we had a lot of post touches yesterday. Obviously, we let it fly from 3, but our game's got to be a little bit more versatile. So I thought we came out, we established the ball in the post pretty well. I thought we were pretty consistent getting touches down there. We just got to be better at finishing out of our post moves. And so again, when we were struggling, I mean, we were on 41 forever, and then we were on like 48 forever. And we just could not build that lead like we were able to yesterday. And I think some of that was a road conference game for a lot of young kids. Not to excuse it, but I just thought like you could feel a little bit of the game pressure. I don't feel like we played with a lot of that game pressure, but I felt it was something you could feel in the gym, and even just kind of watching our offense. We had a couple times where we drove to pass instead of driving to score. And yesterday we were more aggressive and kind of driving to score. And I think, again, just in a close game where it was, we needed maybe a couple of those possessions to go one way or the other. If we had a nice post move, if we had a nice drive, maybe that would have buoyed us a little bit. We just never really got that bucket. And they were able to get a few. Amanda hit that late kind of push shots, late in the shot clock, and that was just a dagger. But we talked about that shot. That was one they earned. We played good defense. There were too many other opportunities in a close game on the road where we gave them an offensive rebound, we gave them a right drive, we gave them a left shoulder in the post, and that's what happens. You're going to lose those games, unfortunately.
Coach, Ellyn and Kenna were able to they played pretty well in a sense. Obviously, Ellyn continuing some of her good, perimeter shooting as always. Kenna had some nice moments. But, I know with this being the first time playing back-to-back days, your team looked like they were playing 100% from quarter 1 all the way through quarter 4. So were you pleased in a sense that they weren't tired or, weren't getting frustrated in a sense that all it came down to was maybe some missed shots or, like you said, some areas in the post, that stuff that can be corrected. Obviously, once you hit the practice floor, starting when you guys get back, but knowing that your team responded, being able to play in this back-to-back style.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of the team. That's why I actually gathered them on the floor before we went downstairs, because we should hold our heads high here. We came on the road, a very young team, up here in New Hampshire for the first time, in America East for the first time. Some of these kids have not played under that, like I said, game pressure or just intensity. And I think, they were better than us. And I could not simulate that in practice. However good a coach you are, that kind of intensity is really hard to get on a Monday or a Wednesday. So that was, I thought, we will learn from this. I really trust our girls in that. I think they're very disappointed that we let one drop. I think we could have grabbed this one. But I agree. I think today was a little bit more mental than physical, which I think is a good thing. I don't think we ran out of steam. I think we had depth to be able to play 2 days, or 2 games in 2 days. We'll get some kids back. Hopefully here we were only with 11, but we missed the starter this weekend with Kennedy Cash, and Lindsay Cyrick wasn't here this weekend. So again, that's a couple more stops maybe you get because Kennedy's up here, maybe a couple more rebounds because Lindsay Cyrick's in that rotation. So I'm pleased with the weekend. I'm disappointed about today. But I think we can take a lot out of today and move it forward and learn the lesson. So I can't wait to get back to Newark and get to practice tomorrow.
Coach, talk about Lilly Anderson. Said she gives you a great spark there. I think 8 points a game, but especially into the first quarter, I think it was 6 points there. Can you just talk about Lilly?
Yeah, that was great. She hit the offensive glass. We only had 5 offensive rebounds. That might have been mentioned in the post-game locker room. And she got 2 of them, so I thought she gave us tremendous energy. I think we got beat at that spot a little bit today. Obviously, Brooke Kane came to play today all over the stat sheet. We knew she was an energy player. We were able to kind of corral her energy yesterday, but we just really, but again, we gave her some right drives early. She's feeling good about herself, and now she's attacking the glass, getting the rebounds, making those plays that she does. So I thought Lilly did a good job, and Maria, at times to kind of, they showed a little bit more than they have. And again, Lily's going to be able to use that going forward. I thought she was a real presence on the glass, and then she was really calm with her putbacks. And so she was able to finish them. And that's a great thing to see in a freshman post player.
You heard Coach speak. You want to start with just general thoughts on how you felt today's game went?
Yeah, so obviously very disappointed that we weren't able to finish it out and get 2 wins in a row, but I am very proud of us. We showed a lot today, and we showed a lot of heart and hustle. So there's a lot of lessons that I think we're going to take from today and apply to our games going forward.
How are you feeling, Kenna? You got nicked up there, and then you're able to come back, sit there and, hit a bucket there, to cut it to 54-50, late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine now. Just a quick bump to the nose, but, it took a while for me to get back into the game. And, hitting that shot at the end, I really just wish that I finished it off with the free throw because, maybe things would have ended differently. But, yeah.
I was about to say, Kenna, you're a battler out there, as we folks at NJIT, we know. But a strong day for you. Coach talked about how there were some moments, rebounding where things kind of got away from you from the glass. From your perspective, what are some other areas that you and the rest of the team are hoping to improve upon going into your next game?
Yeah, I say rebounding would definitely be our biggest one, and that's something that we talked about last night after the game and, before the game and at halftime. But I think that's something that we can improve and that we will improve. But other than that, I mean, I was really proud of us. We knew all of their plays, when they were calling them out, we were echoing them, able to break them up. And that's something that I think we've improved on from last year. So that was really exciting to see.